Good morning, everybody. This is Randy Bach with NEIF, welcoming you to the Atlantic City Electric T2 0% financing program. Been a lot of questions out there, the difference between a T1 and a T2. T1 was the first triennium that expired on the 31st of December of last year. We're now in the second triennium, which will go through June 30th of 2027. So I'm going to be taking you through the program, some changes from the last triennium, the process, the eligible products. We have some guests with us today from Clear Result. We have Brian Lavin and also Chris Wisnitzler. He'll be taking us through a live demonstration of the new ACE portal. We all agree that we want to get paid quickly, so Chris is going to navigate you through this new portal. For those of you who have not logged in yet, he'll take you through the login set, and also that's how to become a trade ally, and then he'll actually go through a live demonstration of the program. This will be recorded and it will be on the NEIF website. In fact, the page you're looking at now is the Atlantic City Electric page. So on the very bottom of this page, you'll see the video recording of this presentation. So for starters, this is not an on-bill repayment program. NEIF has two other programs within the state of New Jersey. One is the JCP&L on-bill repayment program. That is on bill. And we also have the Rockland Electric 0% program. For those of you who are on the call that do sell and service in the JCP&L territory or in the Rockland territory, and you haven't notified us that you'd like to leverage these great products, just give me an email and we'll make sure that we add that to your financing gateway. A couple things here on the actual credit criteria. Again, this is not on-bill repayment. There's several criteria that is required. The first is whoever's applying for the loan, they do need to have above a 640 FICO score. The way the tiers are set up, and I'll show you this in the call in a few minutes, it's all based on FICO. So the higher the FICO score, the more borrowing power that the homeowner will have. Secondly, we also look at debt to income. So the applicant needs to have at least 50% equal to or less on the DTI, that's the debt to income, and also no bankruptcies within the last 5 years. Also, whoever's applying for the loan, their name needs to appear on the ACE utility bill, and also it needs to appear on their deed. Real important. So the big change here from the first triennium is the first point here. The minimum is always going to be the same at 2,500. Now it's going up to 25,000. So with the increase in refrigerant by 20%, you all know that prices don't go down from your distributors. This will help you leverage up to 25,000. They will need above a 720 FICO score. Shortly, I'll be showing you a pre-screen link that all of you should have. If you do not have that pre-screen link, you can get back to me via email and we'll make sure we get that out to you. Incidentally, at the end of this call, we will be taking a Q&A session, by the way. So if you have any questions throughout the call, just go down to the toolbar. There's a chat and also a Q&A section. We will be answering those questions as well. Another point that remains the same, you're going to need a qualifying rebate. So if the product that you're actually selling to the homeowner has that rebate and you're hitting the minimum measures required, you should not have any issue with getting paid. My company is only responsible of the financial credit worthiness of the homeowner. It's up to you, the contractor, to really send us your quote that has the measures on there, and I'll take you through that in a moment, but that will be verified by Clear Result, and Chris will take you through that process as well. Also, you can only use one utility program for financing up to $25,000, so you won't be able to go out and leverage two different utilities. That's a no-no. Also, everything is financed minus the rebate. So you want to frame the rebate as an immediate cash discount. That's real important. So let the homeowner know if they want to pay cash, they will get the rebate. But you'll be getting those rebate checks from Clear Result, and NEIF will be funding this loan. We are the lender, so all repayment will be paid back to NEIF. They have two options. Option one would be via ACH, a direct debit withdrawal, or we'll send them an invoice and they could pay by check. This is not a credit card, it's an unsecured loan, and all that means there's no lien on the property, there's no down payment required. Okay. If you notice down here, this has not changed. These are the terms. It's 36, 60, or an 84-month term. Whole home is not available. For those of you who are BPI certified, this is the old Home Performance with Energy Star program. That does have a component for up to a 10-year term, but you do need to be above $10,001. So not much has changed on this other than the fact that if you're going from a condensing 90% furnace to a new 90% condensing furnace, you will need to be a whole home provider. For straight HVAC contractors, that will not be able to be financed. However, you can go from an 80% furnace to a 95, 6, 7, or 8% condensing furnace. So you need to go non-condensing to condensing. As you can see here, heat pumps, central air, gas furnaces, and boilers, provided you have one of these two options over here, ductless mini splits and heat pump water heaters. The guys from Clear Result will take you through this, but there's a hyperlink here that you can actually see what the rebates amounts are. In our credit application, those rebate amounts are static as well. So there's no need for the homeowner to worry about that. As far as the low guaranteed monthly payments, everything is based on FICO score. So we do have something that you guys could leverage. Again, if you have not received this or you misplaced it, whatever, give me a call. We pull through TransUnion. That's number one. This is a soft credit pull. So it has no impact on their FICO score and it will not appear on their credit report. And most importantly, you do not need a social security number. Just the first and last name, address, city, state, and zip, and press submit. What's going to happen? It'll come back within a few moments saying that, hey, Randy Bach is eligible for either 10,000, 15, 20, and on that pre-screen, it's going to say 35,000. So that's the same as the 25,000 through the ACE program. Okay, so those are the financial buckets. We do have a calculator here. Remember that everything regarding the rebate is net of the actual sale price. So for example, if you're installing a central air system at $15,100, you're going to subtract the rebate. In this case, it happens to be $100 on that 15.2 on the SEER, on 12 on the EER, and your loan amount is $15,000. So this is straight 0%. They can prepay at any time without any prepayment penalty. A little bit different than the JCP&L loan where they have to pay the entire balance off. So really all you want to do from this number here, whatever that may be, is just divide it by 36, 60, or 84. Now the sales process is pretty simple. All you want to do is use that pre-screen link that I just shared with you to find out how much borrowing power they do have. Then you want to direct them to the site that we created for each of your companies. That's where all the application links are listed. Program descriptions are also on that page, and also the finance calculators are there as well. Our entire process is electronic. So from the credit application, from the day they apply, you have 120 days to complete the installation. Worst case scenario, we'll just have to pull credit. From there, they will receive a notification, and so will you, to upload your contract or proposal. Okay, so that's step number 2. This is also going to be electronic when we send the loan docs to them. But on that contract or proposal, just like the first triennium, list the brand, the SEER, the EER, the total job cost, and then subtract the rebate. Just put ACE rebate, whatever that is, $100 to $750, whatever. We cannot finance that, so you need to subtract that from the total job cost. And all we need to see on that bottom line is what's the financed amount. If you are adding a gas measure, if you're going from a non-condensing 80 to a condensing 96, 7, or 8, you want to list that on there as far as the AFUE, that's the efficiency rating. And then from there, you also want to subtract the gas rebate. Again, we cannot finance the rebate, and our friends from Clear Result will be handling those checks back to you. So once the loan docs go out, okay, you're going to also get an email saying, hey, you have a notice to proceed. Go ahead and begin the installation. Please do not start the install until you receive the notice to receive. Once everything is done, you'll have the completion certificate e-signed, and you'll get one as well. Once you both sign, from this point, you're going to go and start the rebate application process, and Chris will take you through that in a few seconds. So the property eligibility is the last thing I'm going to be talking about, and I'll turn it over to Chris. So this is geared for anyone who's on the utility bill and the deed. That's number one. Number two, it has to be owner occupied for both their primary residence and also their vacation home. It does need to be deeded. Co-ops are fine. No investment properties or rental properties, and homes that are in a trust are not eligible, and they do need to be appearing on the utility bill. On the very bottom of this page, okay, we're going to be sending everybody who's attended. We had a great crowd yesterday and a good crowd today. You're going to have this training video. That's the recording from today will be sent out to you. In addition, the link for the new ACE portal as well. For those of you who have nothing to do on a Friday or Saturday night, we do have a jam-packed PowerPoint here. I think there's 47 slides for your reading pleasure on a good Friday or Saturday evening. Over here, we have the program brochure. This is the new one for the T2. This should be a trifold. And what's nice about this for the sales folks out there, you could use this as a selling tool. For example, here's your $2,500 to $25,000, 3, 5, and 7-year options. If they do see the 10-year, just let them know that's for the whole home contractors. That is not in play as of right now, but they're going to need a loan of $10,001 or more. You're going to need to pick a qualifying HVAC piece of equipment. Here's your whole home solutions. If I scroll down to the bottom, here's your sales process, the property eligibility, and also the qualifying improvements on this program. So just in summary, just make sure whatever product that you're installing has a rebate tied to it. That's real important. That will be verified from our friends at Clear Result. I'm going to turn it over to Chris in a couple of moments. And then once they verify everything that you said you've installed, they're going to let us know, that's NEIF, that we can go ahead and fund the loan, and then they're going to send out checks to you from Clear Result. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Chris. And Chris, you've got my screen, and also Brian Lavin is on as well. Good morning, guys.
Thanks, Randy. Thanks, Randy. Appreciate it, bud.
Yeah.
Okay, so first up and foremost, I'm going to introduce who we are at Clear Results. So we're going to be processing the rebates for Atlantic City Electric. We're called the Market Outreach Specialist. I work along with a guy named Bob Shu and Brian Lavin, who's on the call as well. Bob's actually out at an event today, so he's not in today. But our numbers are on the screen here. If you look, you can give us a call at 609-675-0182 is my number. You can email me at this address as well. If you have any questions getting into the portal, signing up to the portal, getting rebates processed, or having issues inputting information, please reach out. And now I'm going to start off with how to find the eligible measures. Now, Randy did mention this a little bit ago. He talked about the AC Electric main website, which is AtlanticCityElectric.com. And then also I have a quick QR code here if you just want to go directly to the Trade Ally portal. You can either scan this QR code or go to the www.clearresult.com/trade-ally-or/ACE. Either one will work. So I'm going to actually go right to the Atlantic City Electric website right off the bat here and start with where to find your measures. So Randy showed us a little bit ago. So this is the main website. You would want to click on Ways to Save. And then you're going to scroll down to Rebates and Discounts. That's going to pull up another screen for you guys, which is going to show the appliance rebates. It's going to show the marketplace, and it's going to show the HVAC efficiency rebate portal as well. So if you click on that, it's going to open another screen. It's going to show what the rebates are for, up to $1,300 in HVAC rebates. It also says here that we're currently processing rebates from T1, as Randy mentioned. T1 was last year. It closed on December 31st, 2024. You did have 120 days to submit your rebates for last year. That window has closed. So if you have anything out there that was not processed or that you submitted, please reach out. If you're trying to put anything in that was from last year, it's not going to be available for rebate. So in here also, if you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see the measures. You're going to see the central air conditioning system, tier 1, is that 15.2 SEER2 and a greater than a 12 EER2, and that's a $100 rebate. Then you're going to see the tier 2 system as well. It's going to be a 17 SEER. I believe last year it was a 16 SEER, so there's gone up one SEER point, so there's a 17 SEER2 and a greater than 12 EER2, which is a $200 rebate. Then you got your package units. Then you got air source heat pumps. You got your tier 1 and tier 2 on that as well, which again is 15.2 and 17.1. 11.7 is the EER2 on the heat pumps. And then the HSPF is going to be a 7.8 or greater. It's 500 and 750. And then you also have your cold climate heat pump as well, which is also 750. It's a 15.2 SEER2 with a greater EER of 10 and an 8.1 HSPF2, and then a COP of 1.75 at 5 degrees. So I'm going to show also on here, you're going to see where we have some rebate applications. Now, these rebate applications, please do not use these. These are last year's rebate applications. We're in the process of updating the website here and getting the current applications in here. It's also going to hold up your submissions as well. I'm going to ask you to please use the portal, and I'm going to walk you through the portal right now. If you scroll down a little bit further here, it says, do you want to become our participating contractor? And you're going to say, yes, click here to learn how. So when I click on this link here, it's going to come up to another screen. This screen is going to say, you know, let me sign out here real quick. So on this portal page here, it's going to ask you to either sign in as a trade ally or sign into portal or become a trade ally. So I'm going to walk you through becoming a trade ally as well. You need to have your trade ally account set up before you can submit information into the portal. So we're going to create an account. We're going to click on the button that says become a trade ally. So you're going to join the program. You're going to put your name in. Let's just say it's me, and my company name is ABC Cooling. So I put all the information in there. I would put my title in as the owner. So everything that has an asterisk here is going to need to be required. So the company name, first name of the person, last name of the person, company website is optional, but also on here, you see this phone number. It's going to ask for a valid phone number. So you're going to need to use the parentheses also for the valid phone number. Otherwise, it's not going to work for you. And then mobile phone number as well. And then an email address, if you want to do an email address. Now, I'm going to suggest on the email address that you use a different email address from your other utility companies that you're using right now. So if you're on another utility company's portal and you have your own access over there, use a different one. I'm going to suggest if you guys have your own email server, let's say it was abccooling.com, I would put in acerebates@abccooling.com, and then I would ask you to forward those emails to your processors as well. So that way you don't have a third email address to look at. You would actually get all your emails forwarded from your portal to your processors. It'll save you some time and aggravation. I was told you definitely need to have a different email address from your other utility company portals as well. You're going to need to create a password. Your password is going to be at least one uppercase letter, at least one lowercase letter, at least one number, at least one symbol, and at least 8 characters. So let's just put something in here that we were going to do. So let's say Ace Rebate is going to be my password, 1234, and then $. So I'm going to show you what my password looks like. Actually, why can't I spell rebate? I never can spell rebate right. I always have a fat finger there. So Ace Rebate 1234. I'm going to copy that one. I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to hit paste. And then there's going to be an end user license agreement. You're going to have to open the end user license agreement. You have to scroll down through this, basically saying you're going to do everything the right way. You're going to, applicable law, arbitration, all that kind of fun stuff. You're going to have to click accept and continue. So once you've done this, it's going to ask you more information about the company. Well, actually, I'm already registered, so it's not going to let you. But if this did work, let's try a different email address. Okay, let me put a password in here. Paste. Accept and continue. Well, I got to do the end license agreement again. Accept and continue. So in here would be the next page from that same screen. So your information, additional company information, again, the company name. It's going to require your tax ID number, so you're going to need to know that. You're going to need to put in your business address. It's going to be asking for your street address, your physical location, and then you can actually add in a mailing address. I know a lot of you guys might be working out of your house, or you have a warehouse that you're working out of, but you may not get mail there. So you can use your mailing address here, add that street address. Again, anything with an asterisk is required. Once you complete all this, you can add in any additional company information, company description, family run business. It is not required though. There's no asterisk here. You can add your years in business. It was incorporated, number of employees, very similar to other portals you've signed up for. It's going to ask for anything else here, anything that applies to your business. Again, not required. Then you would click next. Like here, I don't have the main street. So let's do 123 Main Street. And I'm going to put in a zip code 07731. Put in a city, New Jersey. So it's not going to let you go forward unless you complete all the documentation. I'm use the mailing address the same. And then I'm going to hit next. And then it's going to ask for your service territory. This again is on your Atlantic City Electric portal. I don't believe the other portals ask for this, or they actually do ask for this part of it. They're going to ask you to fill in these first two columns. What type of business are you? Are you a dealer, a distributor, electrical contractor, general contractor? You can also do other for HVAC. And then it's going to ask you what type of business, equipment specialty you're using. Are you doing automation? Are you doing HVAC controls? Are you doing refrigeration, smart thermostats, water heating, or other as well? You can do, whatever you're doing here, you can complete that. And you don't really have to worry about this third column. And then you're going to click your territory. So it's going to ask you to select from the map or list your territories or service territories that you're using. You're going to click on here on the map. Say you're doing business in Cape May. You would click on Cape May. You would click on Cumberland, Salem, Gloucester, Atlantic, Ocean, Burlington, Camden, whatever territories you were doing. So you would add all those territories and you would hit next. Now, if you guys already have a portal sign in, you're not going to be required to do this again. So if you already have a user ID and password for the ACE portal, you're not going to be required to do this a second time. You should use your existing logins. If you forgot, you're going to go in there and say, I forgot my password. Here's going to be your final documentation. It's going to ask you for your W-9 document. So you're going to need your W-9. You're going to have to choose your file and upload it as well. And again, another terms and conditions, and then you would submit. You would click this box, and then you would submit. At that point in time, you've completed your registration for the portal. You should get an email showing that you are approved to be on the portal, and then you could go sign up or go visit your portal and see what's going on there. So then I'm going to go into sign into portal. So once you're into the portal, it's going to ask for your email address, your password. You're going to click sign in. And I'm going to call this your Amazon shopping cart. This is going to be the easiest way to understand this. You're going to see once you get in here that you have an account. You're going to go to your My Project portal, which is down the screen a little bit. You're going to click on Access My Portal. And it's a little slow today, so bear with us. Okay, so once you're into your portal, this is where you're going to find your rebate measures and eligibilities. There's going to be 16 different measures in here. And you're going to go in here. If it's ACE, you're doing electric or you're doing air source heat pump. So the first two are going to show up. But if you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see your ductless mini split AC, your ductless mini split heat pump. One note on this ductless mini split AC, there is no rebate for the new Triennium for AC only ductless mini splits. It's only going to be for the heat pump version of it. So the AC only is only going to be for the T1 measures, which is no longer available to be submitted. Then you're going to have your heat pump water heater. You can scroll down your controls, your tankless water heater, gas storage tank, your furnace, gas combi heat, all going to be in here. So I'm going to do an example, and this is a live example here. We're going to use the central air conditioner. I'm going to click on the button that says view rebate. So again, this is like your Amazon cart. You're going to view the rebate, view the product you're looking for. It's going to come up to this screen here. It's going to say there's an up to $200 rebate. Now, it's also going to depend on which portal you're on and what the rebate available for that utility company as well. It's going to show you the measures from last year. So this is last year's measures. It's going to be the 300, 500. It was a 15.2 and a 16 SEER as well. But as of January 1 of 2025, it's still the 15.2, the EER of 12, and it's going to be a rebate of $100. The SEER 2 is going to be a 17, SEER 2, and then an EER 2 of 12 is going to be $200. So instead of the 15, 16, it's 15.2 and 17 for the new year. And then we're going to have in here the rebate application must be accompanied by proof of purchase, including copy of the dated sales receipt with model numbers. You're going to please verify the systems you're applying for are found on the AHRI website by going to ahidirectory.org. Now, here I'm going to also tell you guys, when you're doing your equipment out there and you're buying your equipment from your distributor, please tell your distributor what you're trying to do. Let them know you're looking for a rebate qualified piece of equipment. That doesn't matter what manufacturer. Tell them you need the qualifying measures as well. So if you're doing this tier 1, you need a SEER 2 of 15.2 and EER 2 of 12, and ask your distributor to give you that AHRI number as well on that invoice and or that quote that you get from them for the job you're doing. It'll save you some time and aggravation if you have the AHRI numbers already, and then you can clarify the equipment that they're giving you is the same. Because we know there's maybe some swap outs at the distributor. If you don't tell them that you're looking for a rebatable piece of equipment, they may swap the coil because they didn't have the coil you wanted originally in there just to give you the 15 SEER. If they know you're trying to get a rebate, they're not going to be able to swap that. Again, if you have that AHRI number, you're going to need that in this site as well. Your rebate application must be submitted within 120 days from purchase date. Details such as rebate amounts and eligible equipment are subject to change at any time. It says here you need a photo of the existing unit. So that's going to be for your gas measures. It's going to be for your furnace, your tankless water heater, whatever you're doing there. You're not going to need it on the AC unit. What they're asking for in your furnace is a picture of the old unit in place showing the metal B vent in place, showing that it was a non-condensing to condensing. As Randy mentioned earlier, the T2 rebate does not allow for a 90 to a 90 swap out. It's going to be a non-condensing to condensing unit. The rebate paid will also not exceed the purchase price. So once you've made sure your equipment is going to be part of the rebate program, you're going to click apply for rebate. And then it's going to ask you to fill out the information for the account details. So you're going to have the primary account holder first name. And now here also, you're going to make sure that the person that is paying the electric bill and is on the deed is the information you're putting here. And you're going to have the installation address in here as well. I'm going to suggest as a contractor, you get a copy of the homeowner's utility bill, whether it's ACE or any other utility, or if you're doing both measures, an ACE and a gas rebate as well, you're going to want to get both of those utility bills so you know who's paying the bill on that and who's going to be entitled to the rebate. And then you're going to scroll down after you've completed the information here. You're going to fill out anything, again, has the asterisks on it. You're going to look at your type of residence. You're going to click on the drop down, single family. How did you hear about the program? Website, contractor, email, advertising, whatever. We're going to say the contractor did it. And then terms and conditions. Again, you're going to have to click on the terms and conditions, read down the terms and conditions. And then you're going to also have to come over and say, I read and understood terms and conditions. You're going to click next. And then you're going to be talking about who's receiving the rebate. As we mentioned earlier, if you're doing any financing through NEIF, the trade ally, which is the contractor, will be receiving the rebate because you're going to take that invoice net of the rebate and submit it to NEIF for financing. Like Randy said earlier, if it's a $15,100 job, it's a $100 rebate, you're going to finance $15,000. If you're doing the furnace also in there, you're going to take that amount off the $15,100 job as well. So if you're doing a furnace for $900, the AC rebate's $100, it would be $1,000 off that invoice, and you would put in here that the trade ally is getting that rebate. That's going to be the same for all your programs out there. If you're using a different utilities companies on bill repayment, as Randy mentioned, they're going to have their own submission as well. You're going to need to do the rebate through their portal. And like I said, for ACE, if you're doing it through the ACE measure and the NEIF, you're going to have to apply for both the AC rebate and also the furnace rebate. So again, Trade Ally is going to get the rebate for NEIF financing. Your information should pre-fill in here. Just double check it. Make sure it's okay. Make sure the mailing address is correct on there as well. You're going to click next once you've completed this. And then it's going to ask you for the AHRI number. If you remember earlier, I told you to get your AHRI number from your distributor. I happen to have a few saved over here. So we're doing the AC measure here. I'm going to copy this AC rebate AHRI number. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to paste it. And then this should automatically search for that equipment manufacturer and the model number. So when you're looking here, it should pre-fill here. If it doesn't pre-fill, there's been a little quirky things on this. If it doesn't pre-fill, you're going to need to fill in the manufacturer, the model number. Then you're going to need to put in the serial number. In this example, I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, numbers there. If there's any letters in here, there's been a little quirk right now. If there's letters in here, it does not allow that measure to go forward. I'll show you an example here. If I do a D4, 3, 5, 1, 2, 6, it's not going to let you go to the next screen. So I'm going to tell you to cheat this a little bit and do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then your outdoor unit model number should have pre-filled from the AHRI. And then you're going to need to put the outdoor unit serial number. The indoor unit model number, in this case, is a coil. So you need the serial number for that as well. You're going to want the purchase price. Randy said it was $15,100. Played a game on me yesterday. It was $15,000. So you increase this price a little bit. And then you're going to have your purchase date. So your purchase date is going to be the date you actually installed the piece of equipment. Your contract or your customer may have signed the contract back in March, but they're not actually going to pay for the equipment or do anything with the equipment until after it's installed. They may have given a deposit, but your purchase date is going to be the date of install. And then you're going to answer the following questions on here as well. Again, anything with an asterisk has to be completed. Is the existing equipment functional? It's going to be yes or no. What was the existing cooling system type? Central air conditioner. Did you install a furnace? Yes or no. So if you didn't install the furnace and it was an existing furnace, it's still going to ask you for the furnace model number and ask you what you installed. And it's going to make sure that AHRI number that you have in here has that furnace in there, because we all know the furnace is what's controlling the efficiency of the AC unit at the same time. So if you have a furnace that's in there, I'm going to say if it's over 5 years old, it's probably not going to rate. And you're going to need to double check the AHRI for that furnace model number to see if it rates with that 15.2 12 EER that we're looking for. And then you're going to go to type of residence. You're going to hit single family or multifamily. You're going to ask the homeowner if they live in a low to moderate income area, yes or no. If it was a yes, you'd have to come down here and pick out which program they're part of. If they're not part of the program, you're going to click none. And then also, if they were part of a program, you're going to need some documentation showing they're part of that program. At this point in time, you're going to click next again. And that's going to ask for the contractor information. So it's going to ask for the contractor details. Like I said, we were ABC Cooling before, so I'm going to type ABC Cooling in here. My mailing address should pre-fill. And then I'm going to click next. So now at this point in time, you're going to upload your documentation that you need. You're going to please upload an invoice, photo of replaced equipment, and AHRI certificate. And you're going to either drag and drop your documents here, or you're going to browse your files. I've had some samples here. So I've done a few things in my world of living for HVAC. I used to create folders for each one of my installs. And then, like here, I have it titled on my desktop, Marsh 123 Maple install on 3/23/2025. So I would put everything in this folder for your processors. Here's your furnace AHRI. Here's your invoice. Here's your AC AHRI as well. You can do a couple things here. You can drag these into the folder over here. or you can click on each one and click open. It's up to you. It's easier for you to drag them in, do it that way. If it's easier for you to say open, do that as well. I know some people will put all these to one folder. That is fine as well. So now you can see here, we have all our documents located in here. It's going to say, what is this measure for? And what are these documents for? This is the ACHRI, and this is your invoice. So I'm going to click next on this. And it's going to give you a summary of what you're looking for. Here it should tell you your eligible rebate is going to be $100 for this system. And then it's going to tell you your manufacturer, your model number, your serial number. You can verify this is the information. It may have given me a little error message here because I have a purchase date of 4/9, but I have a 3/23 up here. But it's going to give you all that information here. It's going to give you your furnace model number as well, your contractor details, your payee information. Again, if you're doing any financing through the NEIF program, the contractor will be receiving the rebate back because you're going to give that upfront rebate to your homeowner. You're going to click on confirm. And then you're not done. I have a lot of people that stop right here and say, oh, I did it. I'm done. No, no, no. We have to go back to the cart. We have to add this to the cart. Again, I call this your Amazon shopping cart. So you have to go back here and look at this and say, let me add this rebate to my cart. So it's going to add the rebate to your cart, and it's going to give you an order summary. So at this point in time, you can submit this rebate or you can continue shopping. Again, let's say we're doing the furnace along with the air conditioning system. We're going to continue shopping for the same customer that we're doing. We're going to come back to your products tab. We're going to go down to the furnace tab that we're looking at. And this would be the same for the water heater. If you did a tankless or if you did something else, we're going to use the gas furnace. We're going to click on view rebate for that as well. Here's going to be apply for the rebate. Again, the same process we did before. It's going to ask for the account information. If you're on that same customer, all the information is going to pre-fill. You're just going to verify that has filled. Click on the I've read terms and conditions. You're going to click next. And then who's receiving the rebate. Again, the trade ally, since you did the upfront, is going to pre-fill as well. There's nothing's going to be able to change on here. You're going to click next. And that's going to ask for the AHRI number. So let me go back to my AHRI number. And like I said, if you've got these numbers from your distributor, it's going to be a lot easier to verify the equipment you're installing is meeting parameters or meeting the measures that you're applying for. It's going to ask for the serial number. It's going to ask for the national gas utility. So again, if you're using one of the other utility companies, gas company is going to ask you which one you're using. It's going to ask for that gas utility account number. Again, this is where a copy of their gas bill will help you as a contractor get this rebate paid properly. Your installation date, your purchase price, $15,100, your purchase date, 4/9, existing heating system, what kind of gas was it? Or was it oil? Was it non-weatherized gas? Equipment type, condensing, non-condensing. So they want to know the existing equipment type, condensing or non-condensing. So we got to do a non-condensing. Was the existing unit still in working order? Yes or no? Is it a fuel conversion? Yes or no? So now I know some of you guys have used the paper application. I don't believe these questions are actually on that paper application where you can actually fill out a form or fill out a box that says yes or no. You're either writing them in or you're getting an error message saying, hey, is this a working order or is this a fuel conversion? If you're using the portal, it's going to be on here. It's going to not let you go to the next page unless you complete these. So it's going to ask if it's new construction. Yes or no. Type of residence, single family. Is it a low to moderate income area? Yes or no. And then again, it's going to ask if it's part of any programs. If it's part of any programs, it's going to ask you what programs are part of. You will need documentation for that as well. And then you're going to click next. And it's going to say, here's your contractor information again. So ABC Cooling. It's going to be your contractor address because we know you're getting the rebate for it. So you're going to hit next again. And now it's going to ask you for the documentation for that furnace you're putting in. If it's going to be the same invoice, you're going to have that file uploaded from before. So using the same invoice. And then you're going to add the AHRI for the furnace as well. And then if you had a picture, which I don't think I'd have a picture in here. Let's assume something was a picture and I clicked out a picture one. hit next, open. You would add that picture in here because that picture is going to be required for any non-condensing to condensing unit as well. And then you're going to click next. And again, it's going to give you a summary of what you've installed. It's going to tell you the utility company, the gas utility account number, the purchase price, non-condensing. You're going to verify all this information. If you made a mistake, you can click the back button. If it all looks good, you're going to confirm it. You're going to make sure that Trade Allies getting the payee information is correct as well. You're going to hit confirm. And then you're going to add that rebate to the cart. Again, it says up to $9.50, depending on what utility company. Right now on the ACE and South Jersey Gas program, it's going to be a $900 rebate, and they're not differentiating between a 95, 96, or 97 anymore. It's anything that's condensing of 95% or better is going to get a $900 rebate. So you can add that rebate to cart. And then it's going to show, here's your gas furnace rebate, $900. Again, you're still not done. So everything's in your shopping cart. We've all done that in Amazon. We put things in our cart and forgot to buy it. So now we're going to submit the rebate. So here we go. We're going to submit the rebate. And now at this point in time, you're going to get a thank you screen. This thank you screen is going to say, thank you for submitting your rebate. It's going to give you your order number. It's going to give you what the rebates you're applying for as well. It will also send you an email showing you that you did submit these rebates. If you made any mistakes on it, we're going to catch it when we process it. But here's one way to double check as well. If you have other rebates, you can go. You can add more rebates for other customers, or we can go to dashboard. So we want to check our dashboard. So on the Atlantic City Electric website, you have your dashboard. You have my orders. So you can click on my orders. It's going to open up another screen as well, and it's going to show any orders that you've submitted. So this is the one we've just done. It's going to be for my house, it looks like. Here will be the order number. Here's my address, submitted. You can view the order. You can double check it. Now, if you notice on here, it goes by the address. It's not going by the customer's name. So that's why I always title on that desktop, that Marsh install, 123 Maple install. I have it titled there, so I know where I can find that documentation as well. So at that point in time, we are pretty much done with our application. We're done with our submitting our process. Again, if we're looking at our dashboard, it would show submitted, 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 oh, canceled, paid. It would be one of those things you may say in here. It might say more information or pending approval. It'll give you the action of what's going on in that product as well. So at this point in time, we are done on our process. I'm going to throw my contact information back up here as well. So if you have any questions, take a picture of this with your phone, call our cell phones, email us. We're here to help you out. And now we're going to open this up for Q&A.
Yeah, there's one question out there. This is Randy again with NEIF. So if you do have a homeowner that has a condensing 90% that's existing and they want to go ahead and put in a new 90%, they do have the option to pay cash. That's not a problem. However, you can also use our Energy Plus loan, which is an 11.99 rate. There's no buy down. There's just a $100 funding fee. So if you look at that program, it goes 3, 5, or 10 years. So technically, you can take a $6,500 or a $7,000 product, put it out for 10 years. It's going to be around $70 a month. They can prepay at any time. So if they have a 7-year loan with ACE, they can actually go 7 years on the Energy Plus and pay that off. So that would eliminate any out-of-pocket expense. So again, the Energy Plus is a great option. The homeowner, all they need to do is just apply for the ACE loan. And when we get your contract or proposal, list it out as we would for just a straight ACE loan. You're going to put in like the manufacturer, let's just say it's Trane, the SEER, and the EER. Subtract the rebate. We need to see what's the amount being financed on ACE. And below that, put Energy Plus loan, 95, 6, or 7% AFUE furnace, X amount of dollars. What's going to happen, we'll send out 2 sets of loan docs. The homeowner will have to repay both loans. Again, they're not combined, but they can go either ACH or they could pay by check via invoice. Okay. Let's see if we have another one here. That's it so far. Okay. Hey, one question I have for the Clear Result team. We kind of chatted about this yesterday on the call. If somebody is now going into your new portal and they've already enrolled in the program in the past with ACE through Clear Result, do they need to upload a new W-9?
Okay,
I guess
so
that's my
on that notion, if they already have a W-9 submitted to us, they would not need to sign up and or submit a new W-9. If they've never used our portal before, never received a rebate, they'll need to upload another W-9 or new W-9.
okay. Great.
And Randy, going along, this is Brian, by the way, going along with what Chris was talking about with documents and things like that. I always stress, and I know you do as well, Randy, the more information you provide, the better. If you can provide warranty information showing serial numbers, if you can take pictures of the work that's being done with the serial numbers, anything like that, anything that makes it easier for our processors to go through in case there is any missing information. It just stands to reason. The more information we have, the quicker we find it, the quicker we can get you guys paid out on it. So I always stress there is no such thing as too much information in regards to this. So if you're ever in doubt on what to send it, and we'll filter it out, or we'll let you know if we need anything more. But the more information you guys can provide, the better.
Great. Thanks, Brian.
No
Are
problem.
there any other questions from the group? Let's see. Anything else up here? I think that's it. The last one was from Sam. Hey, I'd like to thank everybody for joining the call today. And for those of you who are already NEIF approved contractors, thank you for your repeated business. It's a very competitive marketplace. We understand that. And for those of you who are on the call that are currently enrolled in the program, you can go to my company's website. It's the link that I'm showing you right here on the screen. It's neifund.org. And then from here, on the contractor tab, there's a link for become an NEIF approved contractor. It is a three-step process. All you need to do is pick out the trade ally that you're working with. So you can pick anyone that's listed over here, okay? Or you can just go unaffiliated, okay? And then from here, all you need to do is fill out the rest of the application. What's going to happen, we'll turn this around probably in 48 to 72 hours. And then from there, we just ask for 4 pieces of information from you signing our program agreement. That's our legal document to do funding for you guys. We'll need a W-9. We'll need your HVAC license. We're also going to need proof of insurance. And we pay via ACH. So as soon as we get notified by Clear Result, you'll be paid within 2 business days. So we'll also need a canceled check. So I don't see any other questions. Any other comments from our friends from Clear Result? I want to thank you guys for the call today.
So if you just make sure you're using the portal, I would not use the mail in or the email in as well. That's going to take a little extra time. If you're emailing applications in, it's going to take somebody a week and a half to get to your email, uploading it, processing it. And then if there's missing any information, it's going to take another week and a half to get back to you guys. And then eventually it might take 4 to 6 weeks to get that paid. We're shooting to get you guys paid within 30 days of submission. So if you're using the portal, it's going to be the fastest and quickest way to get your stuff uploaded and processed properly. And we'll be able to look at it quicker and get it approved and get a check mailed out to you.
Great, thanks. And one last thing, everybody, by this afternoon, hopefully, you will see the recorded version on this website right here. That's NEIF site under Atlantic City Electric. The training video will be here. For those of you who've got nothing to do on a weekend, there is an overview of like, I don't know, 60 PowerPoint slides for your reading pleasure on a Friday or Saturday night. And then we do have the program brochure over here, which is a great sales aid. This is a trifold brochure. It depicts from 2,500 to 35K. Here's your 3, 5, and 7-year option. And on the back, you're going to see the property eligibility, the measures that are qualifying, and the 3 steps to the program. So once again, thank you, Clear Result, for being on the call, joining me today. Thank you guys very much. And for all those who are attending, thank you for your business. And we will probably also be sending out this recorded version to all our ACE contractors in Southern New Jersey. So have a great day, everybody. Thanks for attending, and we look forward to taking care of you guys moving forward.